suits, do we need them to work in Japan? No. That's it. You don't need suits to work here in Japan. That's the end of the video. Bye. But if you want to hang around, we can talk and help my algorithm, help the algorithm of YouTube. So, no, you don't. And especially if you are a foreigner, you will probably be working at a company that allows foreigners, of course, naturally. And then that company will probably be more casual in general. It won't be so legacy-like. So that's why, so if you look at, for example, the legacy companies, when I mean legacy, I don't know if that translates well. So let's say those large traditional Japanese companies, like let's say NTT or Docomo is NTT or SoftBank and stuff, and those kind of large, massive, those kind of companies, I've seen developers who wear suits still. And then some days they're allowed to wear casual, but then certain days they must wear suits. So that's a quick answer for that. But while we're on the topic of suits, so all the companies I've worked with, none of the engineers wore suits. And if they did, it was probably for a type of event which they had to attend. And in my case, when I worked with companies, even when I wasn't a freelance, when I was a proper worker, sales guys would wear suits, and the engineers, it was a mix of the engineers. So yeah, it kind of depends on the type of company. If it's if it's a smaller company with young guys, I don't think anyone wears a suit. But that's just my experience, and that's also in Tokyo. So if you move to a different city, they might have more of a traditional mindset where, not traditional, but they try and keep things a little more professional. So maybe those other cities would be more, you'll see more engineers wearing suits. So in my case, no. But let's talk about suits for a second and what it means in, let's say, Japan. So I remember when I first came here, I was staying in a type of shared house. And there was a guy there, and he would wear a suit every day. And I thought, oh, this guy must have a comfortable job. Look, he looks really good. And then I realized, I talked to him and I go, oh, what do you do? You know, I was just curious. It ended up he washed cars. And when he went, and it was for one of the large car companies, right? And what he would do is he would wear his kind of a suit to his company, then change to something that could be rugged. I mean, something that you can use, something you can wear and not worry about getting dirty because you're washing a car. So that's something about Japan. Kind of a little, I wouldn't say shocked, but I was just like okay. They really take the suit stuff seriously in some companies. And you can also think of it as, if you look at the new graduates, when they graduate university, like everyone wears a suit straight after. I don't know about New Zealand because I don't have that feeling that it's like that in New Zealand or Australia or America or Western countries. It's a suit is, if you can, if you want to, whatever. But in terms of engineers, right? So that kind of culture still exists, and it's probably, that culture still exists, and I'm guessing that's the majority. And the exceptions are in large cities like Tokyo, and especially in like hipster places where people wear, like, you know, purple socks and stuff like that. But there is something else that we can talk about in terms of society and suits. So in a country like Japan, this is just my opinion, or my what I see is that when you wear a suit, you become a part of society as an adult. That's what my impression is. So when you first when you get a job, you want to become a fully employed person. So in Japanese, that's called a shain. So you're a member of that company. And then once you do that, you more or less become like a shakaijin, which is a member of society. Maybe something like a contributing member of society. So yeah, the way that they think of, the way we think of society is quite different maybe to what we do back in West Auckland, back in the Western countries. So when you think of it that way, you can understand why companies want to keep the image of we are a legit, proper company. It's an important to keep a certain image. And you can tell that when you just look around Japan itself, it's quite similar in a way that you don't want to stand out or change in a crazy way. So putting everyone in a suit keeps the harmony, and that's kind of it's not just Japan thing. I think that's in countries like Japan, like maybe Korea has a similar thing. But especially in Japan, there is something. There's a saying, I don't know how to say it in Japanese, but it's if a nail pops up, you hit it back down or something. So you want to level every nail to the same level. In New Zealand, there's something like a tall poppy syndrome, where you push people down who achieve higher. So there's some things in society like that in Japan, where to keep everyone looking the same is maybe an ideal for the good of society or something, or to keep harmony. So it's a bit more deep into the suit thing. So I hope that answers your question and kind of clarifies stuff with people. If I'm wrong, let me know where I am wrong, or if you agree, or there is some nuance to it, you can feel free to comment and do your thing. And like sub, Discord, and LinkedIn.